everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. It's now fall, and school is back in session. As a result, there will be less family events and more outdoor fall events. In this episode, I'll also be talking about a great sports collectible show and the Freshgrass Blues Festival, one of Berkshire County's biggest fall events, as well as Barrington Stage Company's last show of the 2022 season. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is a two-part question. The first part of the trivia question is, what are the three events at the Josh Billings race? The second part of the trivia question is, who was Josh Billings? Now, for this episode's local headlines. As stated at the beginning of this episode, fall is now in session after a very, very hot summer. There will be many different craft shows, markets, and festivals going on. I will be talking about three on this episode. One of these is the Harvest Festival at Berkshire Botanical Gardens. Taking place on October 8th and 9th in Stockbridge, Berkshire Botanical Gardens' 87th Annual Harvest Festival has earned a reputation for being a quintessential Berkshire family event celebrating the autumn harvest. There will also be over 100 regional artisan, food, and craft vendors. This comes after the event was canceled the past 2 years because of the COVID pandemic. The second fall festival is the Pittsfield Fall Festival. Taking place on October 9th and sponsored by Coe's Quest, Downtown Pittsfield Inc., and the City of Pittsfield's Office of Cultural Development, this will mark part of the last Pittsfield Farmers Market of the season. Makers, bakers, curators, and creators and farmers will all be there. There will also be yoga with Maya Papaya, arts and crafts with Berkshire Macaroni Kid and TG's Clubhouse, music, food, and plenty of fun for everyone. The third fall festival event going on for this episode is the Northern Berkshire Fall Foliage Parade in North Adams. This will take place on Sunday, October 2nd. This year's theme is Holidays on Parade. Everything from the fall holidays to Christmas, and even obscure holidays such as National Ice Cream Day, will be represented. The parade route will begin from the intersection of State Street and Old State Street, then run through North Adams until it reaches the intersection of Ashland Street and Washington Ave. It has been held every fall except for the pandemic year of 2020. Mask requirements vary from place to place. Visit their respective websites for more information. All events will be held weather pending. Again, check the individual websites for more information. Earlier this summer, the Pittsfield Babe Ruth 13 and under team played at the World Series in Glen Allen, Virginia. They were a huge success, finishing as runner-up for the entire tournament. In the championship game, they played a team from Kado, Hawaii, that had been together for 3 months, whereas Pittsfield's team was formed in just a few weeks. Our Pittsfield Heroes eventually lost to Hawaii in the championship game 5-1. But they still had an excellent summer. The championship game was the only game they lost in the whole tournament. In an interview he had with the Berkshire Eagle, Coach Ben Storr stated, quote, "We just came up a little bit short. We out-hit them 8-7, and these guys brought it. We had a tying run on base a few times, but that's baseball," end quote. WWHEN congratulates the Babe Ruth team on their success. Our next story takes us to Berkshire County for the popular Josh Billings race. This is a team event that is held throughout Berkshire County. It consists of 3 racing events that last for 37 miles, and it has been going on every year with the exception of COVID years. This year's race will be happening September 18th. Parking will be available at the Tanglewood parking lot for the starting point and at the Lions Gate at Hawthorne Road at the end in Stockbridge. The race starts in Great Barrington and ends in Stockbridge. Visit the Josh Billings website for more information. The Josh Billings race also supplies the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was a 2-parter. The first part of the trivia question is, what are the 3 events at the Josh Billings race? The answer to the first part is biking, rowing, and running. The bike leg is a 27-mile ride from Great Barrington to Stockbridge Bowl. The second leg is a 5-mile rowing leg from around Stockbridge Bowl. And the third leg is a 5-mile run on a new course. As for the second part of the trivia question, who is Josh Billings? Josh Billings is the pen name of Henry Wheeler Shaw, who was born in Lanesboro, Massachusetts on April 12, 1888. Billings was a renowned humorist in his day and actually was better known and appreciated than his contemporary Mark Twain. Commanding capacity crowds wherever he performed, he became widely known for his down-home philosophies, Yankee one-liners, and peculiar phonetic spelling. Next, This and That Sports, a sporting memorabilia and collector store in Pittsfield, will be hosting a sports card and collectibles show this October. There will be many different vendors, highlighting everything from cards jerseys, Pokemon cards, comic books, vintage toys, collectibles, and more. Also, there will be a special autograph signing featuring former New England Patriots lineman Joe Andruzzi. Andruzzi was a part of the first 3 championships in New England Patriots history: 2004, 2002, 2004, and 2005. However, according to a conversation I had with This and That sports owner Reggie Davis, quote, Andruzzi's life in more than just football and his 3 rings with the Patriots, end quote. Andruzzi is from Staten Island and has 3 brothers, all of whom are firefighters in New York City. During the September 11th attacks, the brothers entered the World Trade Center and weren't rescued until the next day. Joe Andruzzi ran out with American flags when the NFL returned, and those flags were eventually donated to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Andruzzi himself became a hero when he helped carry an injured woman after the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings, which took place at an event he was hosting. On top of all of this, he is a cancer survivor, having beaten non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2007. This and That sports show will be taking place at the Boys and Girls Club of the Berkshires on Melville Street in Pittsfield on Saturday, October 15th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission to this event is free for children under 12. And Joe Andruzzi is expected to be there at approximately 1 p.m. Masks are not required for this event. Mass Mocha in North Adams will be hosting several new events in the fall. The first is Samel Pitts' Tribe, Touch of Red. Created by Visionary Arts Collective Tribe and led by artistic director and choreographer Samel Pitts, Touch of Red will have its world premiere at Mass Mocha this fall. Reimagining the boxing ring from a space of duels to one of duets. In Touch of Red energy builds not out of aggression or combat, but through an electrifying effeminacy that heals. This is part of Samel Pitts' Red series, which continues his research to propose and share the colorfulness within African American culture and celebrate diversity. Touch of Red will take place on Friday, October 21st and Saturday, October 22nd. Both shows will be at 8 p.m. and will be held at the Hunter Center. Masks are required during the performance at all times except when eating or drinking. Visit massmocha.org to purchase tickets. The second event going on is the Freshgrass Blues Festival. Freshgrass has been mentioned many times here on WWHEN. It is a family-friendly festival brimming with bright talent on 4 stages and also in their galleries. It focuses on bluegrass and country music, but also features some jazz musicians. This marks the first time that the concert will be performed since the pandemic started. Many big names are attached to this year's concert. The poster shown here only shows some of the acts that are performing. There are over 50 scheduled to perform. In a press release on MassMocha's website, producer and Freshgrass co-founder Chris Wadsworth said, quote, "We are thrilled with this year's lineup. It includes major artists who've never been here before, some old favorites, and plenty of Freshgrass surprises. This year's commissions are sure to break boundaries for us as well," end quote. Freshgrass returns to MassMocha from September 23rd through September 25th. Tickets are now available at freshgrass.com/tickets. All festival tickets include admission to MassMocha's galleries. In a statement on the Freshgrass website regarding COVID rules and regulations, quote, "We will continue to monitor local COVID-19 trends and meet or exceed protocols mandated by state and local governments. By purchasing tickets to the festival, unless prohibited by law, you agree to abide by the health and safety measures in effect at the time of the event, which may include wearing masks, providing proof of vaccination status, and or providing proof of negative COVID-19 tests. Freshgrass encourages you to get vaccinated and boosted. Check back for updates as guidelines are subject to change," end quote. Barrington Stage Company in Pittsfield will be celebrating their last show of the 2022 season, which is an original production of All of Me. According to the Barrington Stage Company's website, the plot of the play is, quote, "Boy meets girl, boy uses wheelchair, girl uses scooter. Boy and girl use text-to-speech technology to connect to each other and the world around them. Love is holding them together, even when the people in their lives want to pull them apart. It's a romantic coming-of-age story that hasn't been seen before. All of Me is a hilarious and candid portrayal of disability and class in present-day America," end quote. The play was originally written by Laura Winters, and the cast features Maggie Bofill, Jack Fellows, Madison Ferris, Danny Gomez, Leah Hawking, and Alexandra Seal. It is directed by Ashley Brooke Monroe. All of Me will be running from September 21st through October 9th. It will be held at the Boyd Quinson Main Stage. There will be a cast talk on Friday, September 23rd at 3 p.m. at the Rhoda and Morris Levitt Lobby at the Wolfson Theater Center at 122 North Street, and a Berkshire Residence Night on Wednesday, September 28th, where all tickets will be 25% off for all Berkshire County residents. Vaccine proof is mandatory for all Barrington Stage Company events, as are masks. The Berkshire Theater Group will be hosting a country music concert in the fall. The singer will be Eddie Montgomery. His first album was with fellow country musician Troy Gentry, released in 1999. Over the next 18 years, Montgomery and Gentry won Country Music Awards, Academy of Country Music Awards, and Grammys for their work. They had multiple #1 hits on the country Billboard charts. Tragically, Troy Gentry passed away in a helicopter crash in 2017. Eddie Montgomery soldiered on, however, and keeps the spirit of Troy Gentry and his music alive. Eddie Montgomery will be performing on October 7th at 7:30 p.m. It will take place at the Colonial Theater in Pittsfield. Masks and proof of vaccine are required. It's now time for this episode's movie portion of WWHEN. This episode, we will be talking about RT's favorite films. The film that I will be talking about this week is a flashback. 42. This was one of the earliest films I've talked about on the show, and is worth revisiting. In fact, if it was not for this movie, WWHEN might not exist. This movie was released in 2013. It tells the story of Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American baseball player of the modern era. By the way, the movie makes a common misconception, one that I have even made. It calls Jackie Robinson the first African American baseball player ever in the major leagues. Actually, there were over 20 African American players in the 19th century before a color barrier was officially established. In any case, 42 shows the racism that Robinson faced his first year, as well as how he changed not only baseball, but American sports in general. The title refers to Jackie Robinson's jersey number. The number 42 is significant to Major League Baseball. In 1997, 50 years after he played his first game, the number 42 was retired throughout Major League Baseball. No one could ever wear it again unless they were already wearing it prior to the retirement announcement. Every April 15th, 42 becomes unretired for one day. All MLB players wear the number 42 to honor Jackie and the struggles he went through. 42 was a major success at the box office, earning $95 million against only a $40 million budget. You can currently stream the movie on Amazon Plus, rent it on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes, or purchase it at your local library. So why do I love this movie? As stated in the past, I am a huge baseball fan. Jackie Robinson's story has always stood out for me because of the struggles that he had to face. I even did a project for him in the first grade for a history class. I had high expectations of 42, and I was not disappointed. It told the story well, which is difficult considering you know how it's going to end up. 42 is more about the journey than the destination, and it shows the racism that Robinson faced well, and it hit all the right beats. In addition, the late Chadwick Boseman was amazing as Jackie Robinson, just as he would be in all of his performances. This was his first big movie role, and I was impressed with how he brought Jackie to life. Another reason that 42 sticks with me is because of my entertainment career. As a college student, I began gaining an interest in watching movies from a film critic's standpoint. The same year that 42 came out, I started my own movie review page, where I would watch films and then post my reviews there. 42 was the first movie that I ever reviewed, Whenever I wrote one after that, my 42 review always stuck in my mind. Without watching 42, I may not have even gotten into WWHEN. That ends this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.